Hello and welcome back to the Bella Backstage podcast. Today I'm
Charis Tshamba.
and I'm so excited to talk about her life in entertainment and outside of entertainment, and let's get into it.
Were you afraid to say my last name?
Yes. And I've known her for a minute. It's okay. Anyways, let's do this. Woo!
Here, we'll teach the class. Tshihamba, like cheese,
ham,
bacon.
Tshihamba.
Tshihamba. Wow, this is really
Okay,
exciting.
cool.
Fun fact: it is the Chuluba word for old hoe. It's true.
Sorry, what?
The gardening tool. But listen, as a professional comedian, it's really great. It's a great little
example
anecdote.
A.
Yeah. I can use it anytime.
D.
I once was teaching a drama class at like this summer camp, and I told the kids carrots without the T, and then the kids called me Charis the carrot, and then it became
Charis.
Charis the carrot, and then it became Charis the carrot, and then it just became Charit. So I would be like across the yard, and I'd hear Charit, and I just go yes,
Oh my gosh.
and that was just like how I was called.
Okay.
For like a month. By
I
these
love that.
children.
This is like how our actual conversations go.
Yes.
I love that for us.
Me too.
Alrighty.
It's just be fun. It's just me hang out. Just hang out sesh.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I miss you.
I miss you too.
Okay. So, would
And
you
I
like
want that to stay in. Let it be on record.
on
I miss Bella.
Okay. That's staying in. Thank you, future me. Would you like to tell everyone how you got started in entertainment and what your passions are in entertainment, all the fun jazz?
Sure. I guess I probably would say I started just doing like theater in school. I did musicals all throughout high school and junior high and high school. I always did cast for the musicals, crew for the plays, because I'm a better singer than I am an actor. But I love doing crew, and we met because she stage managed and I assistant stage managed a show.
True.
So
She shaved?
I shaved her back.
She saved my life every night, every day of the run of the rehearsal process.
Oh, yeah.
It was, amazing. Amazing. Anyways, yes, that's how we met, Lord of the Flies.
That's right.
But
So I did musical theater all throughout high school, and then when I was a sophomore or junior, we were signing up for our electives, and I saw an IB film class as one of the possibilities, and it was taught by the theater teacher. So I was like, well, I like her, so I guess I'll just sign up for that. And I made lots of iMovie movies on my family desktop computer. So I was like, yeah, this seems fun. And then I remember the specific script I wrote when we learned about like script format. And I got back, I think it was like 107% or something.
oh wow.
Grade, and I went, maybe I'm good at this. Maybe I want to do this forever. So yeah, then I studied screenwriting in college, and here I am writing away in my adulthood, post college.
What's some advice you would give for younger audience viewers or listeners or people in general who want to get into writing for the screen or for live?
I think my biggest advice is befriend actors. I think, a great way to do it is just doing theater. But befriend actors, because actors always want to do what they're passionate about. They want to perform. And if you have actors who just like want to make stuff, you're able to make your stuff. Like I have so many like little web series out where, I probably have honestly like 150 to 200 actors that I could call at any moment and be like, want to just do something? And they'll say yes because they think I'm funny and they like me as a person, which is great. I'm a lot luckier than a lot of other screenwriters in my position because, you know, they'll write, but they don't get the practice of like seeing it in action. And so I think not getting to see their work in action encourages writing less. I'm like constantly writing and I never stop.
That's great.
And I think it's because I'm able to make stuff and like
through those connections.
Exactly.
And, yeah.
Like even though I am not a financially successful writer, my IMDb is a real full.
It's going crazy. Yeah.
From dumb little things that I've made my actor friends do.
Well, you know, you got to start somewhere, and that's wonderful because I wish when I was younger I would have just done more things just for the heck of it and just get that going.
I got to get you in something I wrote. What are we doing?
I don't know. She has done some crazy things for her short films and projects and little things that I've heard stories about, which is absolutely crazy. Do you want to share any stories from set or filming or anything from your projects?
Let me think. Character, it's me.
Oh, it's yeah. That's what I thought.
Well, this is a character in a show that I have written that's not been produced yet. I have written 2 full seasons of this show. Somebody please make this show. Somebody produce this show. Logline, it's a mockumentary about a terrible college theater program putting on a production of Seussical the Musical. But
Very specific.
Very specific. It's hilarious. All of the characters are great. My character is obsessed with fruit because, as I said before, I'm not a very good actor. So I went, I'm just going to sit there on screen, not blink, and eat fruit. That's my whole character. I just like eat fruit and like look creepy. And I love it because I never know what to do with my hands or body. When I feel like I'd be a great voice actor. I love doing voices. And I can be very fun and expressive with my voice. But I never know what to do with my hands or my body. So
same. That's why I'm like,
eat something, and you'll be like, wow, that person's doing busy work. Yeah, but that's a fun thing that hasn't been done yet. I have a character on something that has happened whose whole character is just likes dairy products. That has been filmed. You can find it. Halloween Carolers. Halloween Carolers and Halloween Carolers 2. A warning, it's terrible. But yeah, he just every scene I have him with a different dairy product. Spooning like dry whey protein. There is, oh gosh, why am I saying this one in this public forum? There is a kiss where 2 people have coconut milk in their mouths. They kiss and it drops from both their mouths. You said crazy stories, so
I mean, I asked for it.
That is like probably the most vile thing I've ever made an actor do, and they did it gladly. So that's what happens when you befriend actors. You can make them do crazy stuff, and they'll say yes because they love you.
What is some advice for future screenwriters, anyone who wants to start writing in any format, to get to that point where they're constantly writing or they're having these ideas to put it into practice and not just have it on a page?
I mean, phones nowadays, you can film stuff. Or like, I mean, cameras are expensive-ish, but I feel like you can probably find a old good camera for not too much money. And yeah, just like do it, just make it. Terrible is fine. It's okay for stuff to be bad. So much of my stuff that is available for your viewing pleasure is bad. But you learn through making terrible things. I remember my my advanced screenwriting class, my senior year of college. The first day of class, our professor was like, so by the end of this class, you're going to write a shitty first draft. And that was the goal. We knew it wasn't going to be good, and it wasn't. Hot diggity dog. My first feature is a hot mess, but I wrote a full movie, by the end of college.
Just to follow through with it and
Exactly.
actually getting there and pursuing it.
Like, don't be upset when what you write, not if, when what you write is bad, because it will be at least the first draft, often more than the first draft. I have like a very good routine of writing where I basically will, write whatever I write and then circle around through like every single thing I've ever written. And I'll just be like, I'm just going to like look at this script again, and I read through and I rewrite and edit. Read through. I think also not everybody likes rewriting. People love like having written. But some people are like, I hate doing the actual writing, and some people are like, I hate rewriting, like I wish it was just done. I am lucky that I love both. Like I love getting that dialogue and stuff out the first time, but I also love to rewrite. I think if you love what you're writing, which you should, because then other people are gonna love seeing it. Like, write what people want to see. If you love what you're writing, then you're gonna have a fun time reading it. And then it's not gonna be like, oh, I have to read this and rewrite. It's, oh yeah, this is fun. Ooh, that joke is not good. Let me just tweak that a little. I feel like, don't beat yourself up when something is bad, because it will be bad. Just be okay with it and keep working on it. And nothing is ever done. Nothing is ever perfect until it's been produced and the final edit is there and you can't touch it anymore.
Yes.
It can always get better.
True. What are some of your inspirations? Who do you draw to? Are there movies or specific writers that you go to find inspiration?
Ooh, okay. I feel like Tina Fey has always kind of been my number one. Everything she does, everything she has her hand in, it's just like I am obsessed with.
I loved her book. Did you read her book?
I own her book.
It's a good book.
I need to read more. It's really bad that I am a writer who like doesn't read much. I have
to each their own.
I have noticed that I recently have been adapting I'm gonna say undisclosed New York Times bestseller. I don't want to say it publicly until we for sure have the thumbs up from the author. But like, as I have been adapting redacted New York Times bestseller, I've noticed like, oh yeah, this is why I don't read, because I get too emotionally invested and then want to try to adapt it. And I start adapting it in my head instead of actually just
a creative brain.
Exactly. Instead of just like consuming the media. Time. I didn't waste my time. Every time I write something, I learn something new about me, and this is writing specifically an adaptation and a musical. I've learned so much because I mostly do television comedy, but this is a stage musical, so It's been really cool. I forget the question you asked, and
No, that was so great. I loved it. Thank you.
Good.
Moving on. This is a set. Oh, continue.
I remember. People who have inspired me.
Oh yeah.
Tina Fey. Tina Fey, Amy Poehler, that whole, like, Maya Rudolph is my favorite comedian I think ever. That whole like group of women who was on SNL or writing for SNL during like the early 2010s, late 2000s, early 2010s. All of them really inspire me. One, as just like comedians, as writers, but also as friends in the industry. Like, I can't see myself being successful without having my friends along the way with me also being successful. And I love that, like, every step of the way they've always been like giving each other opportunities and really just going, we want to have fun together, so let's make money doing it. Like, that is beautiful to me.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever seen the movie Wine Country? It's on Netflix.
I don't think so. I'm not sure.
Basically, in real life, they went to some like winery for I think it was Rachel Dratch's birthday, and they went, this is so fun, we should write a movie so that we can do it a second time.
I love that. That's so fun.
That's the dream. Yeah, so all of those ladies, Mindy Kaling, I've loved seeing her go from writer performer to like big time showrunner. Who else? I love like a Megan Amram and like Jen Statsky, like all of those like female writers who did like the Parks and Rec and like The Good Place. I mean the male writers too. Male writers are great, but like
they're there.
Yeah, I mean like Hollywood is like a white man's club, and so it's cool to see women, you know, being able to do cool stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people, a lot of different things are like, let's get some diverse voices in here. And especially like as a black woman, a black woman who is like this whitest sounding Midwesterner, like most, I feel like a lot of times are like, we want like real black stories, and like they want suffering and they want like trauma, and I'm just a happy little girl who like has not really experienced a lot of trauma and like has been surrounded by a lot of white people, and so like I don't really have trauma. I'm very privileged, and like I don't have like sad stories to tell. I just have fun, happy stories to tell, which is great, and people love seeing happy stories, but people in the industry love producing trauma. So that's interesting. And then just like finding my way into spaces has been hard because of like lack of representation. I've been on my search for an agent and or manager for a while now, and it's hard. It's unsuccessful. The other thing that my professor said the first day of that screenwriting class was, first thing you do after you graduate, get an agent. And then he gave no advice on how to do that. Didn't like give us the names of any agents or like agencies. Didn't tell us like what we need in our portfolio, which was so unhelpful. So I have just been figuring that out, researching on my own. I like had one day where I was like, you know what? I'm going to email 23 agents and managers. Blind email, just like see if any, I just need one yes. And I got 2 responses that were, sorry, we don't take unsolicited emails.
Yikes.
So
it's hard. It's really hard. It's so unfair.
Yeah. And like, it's sort of a catch-22 because like you can't get an agent unless you have like somebody who has like recruited you or like has suggested you to their agent, but you don't know anybody who is represented because you're not getting into the rooms where those people are because you don't have any representation.
Yeah.
So I'm just
grand old cycle.
Yes.
So sad.
Oh yeah.
Going back to what you should have in a portfolio for writing, what specifically should we put in there?
Yeah. So I have like a cover letter and my resume, and then I have like a couple different folders. So I have a read folder, a watch folder. I think that's it. And then in the read folder, I have like, I have 3 features I've written. I have 7 original pilots. I have 2 spec scripts, which is a script of a show that is currently running. so that you can show that you are able to write in somebody's voice who's not your own. I have sketches and short films, and then in the watch folder I have like all of my produced work. So I have a couple web series that I've written and some sketches, short films. So all that good stuff. But if I'm going to email them, I'm not sending them my whole portfolio because that's too much. So I'll just be like, here is one original pilot, here is one spec script, and if you want more, please ask. And then like a link to one of my web series. So yeah,
good to know.
Yes.
Welcome back to a segment we like to call Fact or Myth on the podcast. Would you like to share a fact or myth about writers?
Okay. I'm going to say myth, or maybe it's just a hot take. I think that tokenism is not bad. Here's why. I mean, I think that tokenism on its own is bad, but it leads to actual diversity. Like, if you go out of your way to find somebody of different ethnicities or sexualities or religions, you're gonna have a more well-rounded show. And so I think that sometimes tokenism is looked down on, but I think that it is a good first step in actually diversifying a writer's room. Like, for example, the musical that I've been writing, it was two white guys writing it for a while. For context, it is about the Depression era in the South, and it has lesbians and racism. And so they were like, I feel like two straight white guys shouldn't write this. Want to help? And I went, sure. And like I was like, okay, I guess I am essentially the token in doing this, but it was like the right choice, and it made it, I think, a better show. Because I have the Black perspective, I have the female perspective, I have a queer perspective, and I have a Christian perspective. I'm a Christian, and there's a lot of faith in this story. Even though, like, if I kind of tell the story in like they were two white guys and they went, oops, we shouldn't be writing this alone, will you come to us? It sounds worse than like what it actually happened, which was just, they were like, yeah, we need this perspective, you know. And I think, yeah. I think, yeah. What are your opinions about the recent craze about AI and AI writing for TV, film? Robots don't have human experience. Robots don't have memories. Robots don't have feelings. People do. So go away, AIs. That's my thought. And see. We should keep talking. Yeah. What should we talk about? Do the people on this podcast know you? When did you start? How did you start? How did I start? Yeah. Great question. No one's ever asked anything about me on the podcast. All you previous hosts are losers. Losers. Myself, where did I start? Oh, I started in theater too. And yeah, through theater I kind of just grew up performing and singing, and did choir for 6 years of my life, and really loved being on the stage. And then towards high school, I kind of got a feel for
being on a crew and being behind and helping behind the scenes. And with that, I just kind of fell in love with it, and the people, great people. And I realized that there wasn't a lot of people my age when I was younger in this space of crew. There were mostly adults, and I was like, I can do this. I can do this just as good as you can. So I went through that, and then I remember just being in live theater when I was younger. At 13, I came to my mom and was like, hey, I want to be an actor. And my Hispanic mom went, you what? And so I had to come to her, and I remember making like a whole slideshow and being like, I'm going to do this. I have to do this. I need acting classes, and I need headshots, and we're going to do this. And
you like really went for it.
Yeah. And through that,
I said, I'm not a theater kid. I'm an actor.
yeah. And so just through that, learned trials, got an agent, didn't go too well. They tried to recruit my entire family because they wanted all of us to submit for stuff, my younger brothers. I was like, hey, this is about me. This is not about my family. Like, it sounds selfish, but this is my career in the long run. Like, they're not going to be on TV. I'm going to be on TV. I want to be on TV. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, through that, just making my way up.
Is TV the ultimate goal? Is TV like the thing you want to do the most out of all of the media?
No. The thing I want to do the most is film, and specifically horror. Yes, everyone's always so surprised by that. I just feel like as an actor, I love to play characters that challenge me.
Very first script I ever wrote was a short film, a horror comedy.
Mm-hmm. That sounds like fun.
It is very fun. I found it recently, and I have put it into actual screenplay format, but not a word has been changed. Everything is the exact same. I really want to produce it and like have a little like at the beginning be like, hi, I'm Charis Tshamba, and this is the first film I ever wrote. It has been unchanged. This is exactly how it is. And like it's really fun because I like wanted to be angsty, but I was like 11, I think. I was,
wow.
Like, an 11-year-old like good Christian girl. I was not going to be writing swear words, but I wanted to be angsty. So there's lines. Whoa. There's lines that are like, ugh, she's such a B word. And I really want to make professional actors say those words. I really want to bring this to life. Mm-hmm. It's hard. I like I said, I'm always writing. Mm-hmm. So I don't get writer's block. I will get like writer's block for specific projects. I think a lot of times it's like if I have to do it for someone for some reason, like I will have something that I need to work on, and I'll go, I'm just gonna write this other thing so that I can keep my mind working, which is good. It's good to keep my mind and my fingers, going at it. But I really, writer's block is interesting because I feel like a lot of people, like when they talk about writer's block, when they talk about advice, it's like, do these things, get yourself writing. And I am still writing. I'm just not writing what I'm supposed to be writing, So it's an interesting time. Gotta work on those.
A lot of people say for other jobs in the industry, you need to have a innate talent, such as having an eye for cinematography. Is it the same for screenwriting?
That's a good question. I feel like I do agree with the cinematography thing because I do not have that eye. I'm a very bad camera woman. But I don't know. I think some of it is born and some of it is made. Nature and nurture, like I think I am very creative. I also have ADHD. I feel like the creativity plus ADHD are a great combo of things that make me constantly think of stuff. So I think part of it is, constantly being creative, but also I think that comes from putting in the work and working out that part of your brain, the creative part of your brain. I would agree. I think that it's a combination of having that natural ability. Like as I've said before, I'm a very religious woman, so I do believe that, like, God has put me here to bring people joy through laughter via comedy writing. But also, like, I'm always working hard for it, and I'm always making sure that I keep practicing so that I always am getting better, and I'm always one-upping myself, and I'm always, making the things that I've written that are terrible slightly less terrible, and then pretty good, and then great, and then awesome. Is awesome better than great? I don't know.
No, awesome is better than great.
Awesome is better than great,
I think.
And don't you forget that.
Thank you so much for watching or listening to the Ballad Backstage podcast. Thank you for coming on. Would you like to tell everyone where they can find you on social media?
Sure I can. You can find me at Charis Bobaris on Instagram, CharisBobaris. You can also find me on TikTok, just Bobaris. Charis Bobaris was taken by someone.
Very rude.
So just Bobaris, not just Bobaris, but
Bobaris.
Bobaris. I almost never post on TikTok, but when I do, it goes viral for some reason. And you can find me on Twitter, or X. Twitter and HBO are the only things you can dead name, and that's a rule. You can find me on Twitter at Daycare, DAYCHARE, because Charis Bobaris was taken. It was taken by somebody in 2011. She tweeted one tweet. It said, "Heh," and never again. And so I couldn't get Charis Bobaris. I'm upset about it. You can also see stuff from my production company, Women Aren't Funny Productions, on Instagram. We sort of have forgotten to make anything recently. We got to get back into filming, but it exists, and there's fun stuff on there.